What is your name?
Sly McCoy.
And what is your role in Chemically Unbalanced?
I played as the writer and the producer of the show. Well, the director, Elijah, and I we came up with the idea to do a web series, and we racked on our brains about what we should actually write the show to be about. And I just remember telling him, just so I could get him to believe that the show was actually on the move, I ended up telling him that the show was about some kid who didn't have any luck with women, so he just decided to create a pheromone. And since I started off with that stupid little lie, I had to go on and continue with the story that way. And it sort of started out as just that lie, and then I just progressed it further and further, and then it actually became the idea for the show. Well, we started the idea of Chemically Unbalanced right before Christmas break, so I would say all of Christmas break and a little bit after New Year's, which is about a total of probably about 30, 34, 35 days, but I'm rounding. I tried to steer away from stereotypes for certain characters. Like, I didn't want to have Jason to be a complete and total jock, whereas I also did not want Eric to be a complete and total nerd. And I tried to make sure that I spread out the characters to where they were wide-ranged enough to where they could be different personas but still have that stereotypical outline to them. I was trying to tell the story of pretty much myself and I guess every guy in the world, because every guy's been in that situation where they wanted that one girl and could not get her. And they're just, if you have the means to get something, you will probably do just about anything with those means to achieve it. And the things later on in the season are, just to keep the story going. But the initial story was I was trying to convey just a boy who's in love and just used the best of his abilities to get what he wanted. Casting. Wow, that was the idea of casting is really hard for any writer, producer, director, because you have to choose from people. At Elijah and my, standstill, we had to choose from people we knew, people we worked with, people we went to school with. So it was difficult for us to just pick and choose and decide you're in the show and you're in the show. Initially, we had an actually completely different cast than the one that you'll see in the show. Two of the characters were not originally cast in the show. That would be Natalie Roberts and Rob Stinson. We had some conflicts with the two actors that were supposed to play those roles. So when I looked at casting, I looked at people who I thought physically fit the role, but also who I thought could play the role the best. As for like Caleb, I had seen him, I'd worked with him on pop art, and I knew that he had a very comical side to him, so I knew it would be fun to work with him, but I also knew that in working with him, he was a very serious actor. And as far as Ryan went with playing Nate, I knew that he had the ability to play somebody that was very aggressive. And with, of course, Eric and Lee, I felt that Lee had the physical ability as well as the acting abilities to play Eric in the show. Well, I know for myself, it took about many a night staying up to about 3 a.m. writing scripts. So if you don't watch the show, I lost a lot of sleep for nothing. But aside from that, I feel like watching the show is probably something that everybody can enjoy. I feel like just because it's only 5 minutes doesn't mean that it's not something that can be looked at. There's tons of web series that are online that are only 10 minutes or even less than 10 minutes, like a minute long. And I just feel as though if you can just spend maybe 3 to 5 minutes watching the show, you'll actually get a good story, and it'll come on every week, and you can just tune in and watch these characters develop, watch these characters grow, and actually get a really good story. Not trying to brag on my writing, but just saying that you will actually get a really good story when you come out of it. I'd say please do not sit there on that fence. You make a decision, and I pray that your decision is to watch the show, because I truly believe that you will get an outstanding experience. Well, I would like to thank everybody in the cast. I would like to thank the director, and I'd just like to say that it was a good job working with every single one of you, and I Hope that we can do just as well next season.